Today we have a pretty left hook disclaimer. My hands are mad ashy this entire episode. Ha ha!
You know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett, Butler, in this. Man, this is that pretty left hook. You in your goddamn liver. Man, what's poppin', man? Happy MLK week. My birthday, if you didn't know, was on Martin Luther King's birthday.
Hey,
January 15th, so
yo.
we made it, nigga, we made it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of that. So, Francis Ngannou. It seems like every week there's some new revelations going on in the UFC. Last show, I talked about Dana White. You know, he smacked his wife.
Hey,
We don't do that, man. No Harvey Weinstein,
yo.
whatever. I don't even know if that's the right person to reference, but don't do none of that. Dana White said the best punishment is going to be his shame. We call bollocks, my man. We know that that's not the truth. You are 100% doing you. But at any rate, Francis Ngannou, who's been negotiating with the UFC for like a year, before saying, look, my contract's going to be up, I will go to free agency, couldn't get a deal done with the UFC, and now he has vacated his UFC heavyweight title, and he said, I'm going to roll the dice in the game. Now, for those who don't know, Francis Ngannou's been wanting to fight a boxing match, notably against Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Now, that's a big fight. If you think back to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, not saying it's on the same level, but Tyson Fury is definitely looking like the best heavyweight in the game. Yes, we know Alexander Usyk is out here and has more jewelry, but Tyson Fury's been beating fools up, namely Deontay Wilder, and that means something, champ. Beyond that, Francis Ngannou thinks he can take this guy, and of course, Francis Ngannou being one of the biggest, baddest, meanest ones in the UFC situation, people are like, oh, that'll be a good fight in boxing because Francis wants to box. Here's the thing. Regardless of whatever happens with that, Francis just wanted to be free. I know you're African, I ain't trying to come for you, but give us free. That's an Amistad reference because I know you're slow. And he wants to be able to box, do MMA, do whatever the hell he wants. But in the UFC system, if you're signed to the UFC, and of course if you're a champion, there's a thing called liability. They don't want you to get injured in a boxing ring and now you're on the shelf for them. So they try to hedge their bets by saying, I might consider letting you fight, but you have to ask me. In Conor McGregor versus Floyd's case, Dana White saying the world wanted to see this fight. He doesn't hear the world clamoring for Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, so he feels like it's not a smart move if Francis stayed with the UFC. Now, Dana White said he's not going to match any offers that are presented to Francis Ngannou from this point forward in MMA. So that means Bellator, that means Professional Fighters League, that means ONE FC. Whoever got the bag, Francis is rocking with you. We don't know if he's going to try to do the Canelo and do one-off situations and just run around the game, or if he's going to choose up like he did with the UFC and stick with one organization in MMA. What we do know is that he wants to box. And what we also know is that both him and Tyson Fury have said each other's names. If I'm Francis Ngannou, and I know Dana White's saying vehemently, no, you cannot box, and I know Tyson Fury has heard what I want to do, invited me in the ring, and we both acted like, let's get it, I'm trying to get that bag. Because Dana White, would you fail to realize, even though you're talking about Conor versus Floyd being this thing the world clamored for, you're failing to realize that over there in the UK, they can sell out a whole soccer stadium, baby. And Francis is huge over there. He's from Cameroon. I mean, he's an internationally known. He's trying to get the bag. You might not understand it because it might not be a Vegas situation, but it just might be a global situation scene. Call me now. That's for Miss Cleo because I know you're slow. You know what I mean? So Dana, stop hating. Because now Francis bounced. And I'm going to keep it real with you. Dana White's having like the worst couple weeks ever since the new year started. It started with the slapping his wife, New Year's Eve, roll right into now you lost the best MMA heavyweight on the planet. You lost the best MMA heavyweight on the planet. That's a fact. Just because you didn't want to let him go get a little boxing match on. You played yourself. I'm going to be real with you. From the slappity slap situation to losing Francis and now promoting John Jones again, coming in as heavyweight to take Francis' spot when you just got caught up for the slappy and John Jones got caught up one time for the domestic. Yeah, the timing is not Gucci. But keep it real. Timing is not Gucci for this, but they're doing it anyway, right? John Jones is going to fight Cyril Gane in March. So, for the heavyweight title that Francis just left. So, it's just a perfect storm, man. It's a perfect storm. Like, yeah. So, but for me, because, you know, I'm one of these give us free independent cats. Get the bags. Yo, Francis, I'm happy for you, son. Like, this is what the game needs. You got to shake the game up. Because what happens is they start thinking, where are you going to go? Where are you going to get marketed like this? Francis said, man, I'm outside, man. We outside. And now he's calling your bluff. Now, two things can happen here. We got to put disclaimers in the game because when you make big decisions, it comes with big consequences either on the upside or the other side. Francis can either traverse the MMA gamut, get a big deal with an MMA company, do whatever he needs to do with that company, allowing him to take boxing matches, right? Then he could get that fight with Tyson Fury, possibly. Or he's talking crazy bread. They don't think he's Brock Lesnar, so to speak, in terms of their entrance into an MMA ring or cage, and he don't get the paper he wanted. Or people are just trying to sign him for longer deals, and he don't want to rock with it because of the bread. Or he's making statements and he starts denying a lot of people his services. It's either the one or the other. Either he's going to get huge success from this move, or him and the game are going to be at odds regardless of what promotion he stops at. So I'm saying this to say either way, I think it's great. Hey, listen, somebody got to be the one to jump out the game, or in this case, out the UFC, and say, watch what, I'm going to show you how to do this, son. I show you how to do this, son. Yo, Jay-Z said in the line, I'm a check writer, your royalty receivers, you're eating off per diem on the low like a Caesar. That's a little more baldy than the Caesar, but we're gonna do it anyway. Francis said, I'm showing you how to do this, son. He's trying to be a check writer. Your royalty receivers. That's what Jay-Z said. Y'all eating off per diem on the low like a Caesar. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of fools in entertainment is living off per diem on the low like a Caesar. Francis said, I'm not. I'm good. I'm up. I'm leaving with the belt. I'm giving you your belt back. My bread was up. I go to Cameroon. I'm the king, man. I'm going to tell you another reason why this is a good move on the boxing tip. Yo, you got Deontay Wilder out here. You got Anthony Joshua out here. Like, Tyson Fury, Dana can say what he want to say. Francis could go over to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and get it popping with anybody. And they're going to pay. Dana forgot. See, I'm going to tell you what happened with Dana. He's so used to doing his thing his way, he forgot, man. There's new ways to hustle now. There's new ways to hustle in MMA, bro. There's new ways to hustle in boxing. Jake Paul, why don't you? KSI, why don't you? All these other guys. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of people jumping off this game into that game into the third game. Dana, you don't run the game no more. And in fact, your image is it's looking real slappy, B.
Hey, yo.
And then you tapping John Jones again, respectfully. He didn't do the best last year either with the slappity. Allegedly.
Hey, yo.
We just gonna say a domestic. It got dropped though. See? This is when they say journalists don't tell the whole truth. It got dropped. Dana's wife ain't pressed charges. Dana, we seen the video though. John Jones, we heard the 911s. I mean, these are the things. These are the receipts. It's not me. I just watch the game as it unfurls. But again, I think Francis made the wise man's move. I'm not gonna be Debbie Dowder. I actually believe he's gonna get everything he wants and more. Everything he wants and more. I think you have other CEOs of other MMA organizations like Scott Coker and others that are a little more. They're gonna let him have the leeway he needs, and you got to give Scott props for this because he's always showing you that. Scott will rock with these guys, those guys. Let him go to Japan. He's doing the, you know what I'm saying, promotion versus promotion situations when he just did Bellator versus Ryzen. Like, Francis, you're trying to shade my guy. I'm proud of you, my man. And more fighters need to start letting them know what it is. Because even when Dana got the slappity slap, a couple fighters went on Twitter and started mimicking Dana's the game will be hurt more if I leave comments in different ways. So shout out to them. I think one of them was Ramsey the Gem, and you had some other cats, maybe I Quinta. I don't know. I could be wrong. I ain't trying to get you on no beef. But either way, the revolution is gonna be goddamn televised. Gil Scott Heron didn't know about MMA, so we good with that. But it is televised here. Because when folks are engaging in what looks like open rebellion in the UFC or in MMA against the top dog in the game, that's when you know the revolution is here. And goddamn it, the Pretty Left Hook's gonna talk about it all day, because you know what the fuck it is, man. It's your boy Rhett Beezy. Man, check out Up On Game Presents. Shout out to the whole Squid Odd. Not Squid Game, Squid Odd. Vito, Dustin, Blanco, Cardo, and of course the homie, big homie, LeVar Arrington. You know what it does, man. It's your guy, Rhett Butler, man. Boxing Writers Association of America, journalist and Hall of Fame elector. Hey, yo! Check us out at Up On Game on Insta, Twitter, at Pretty Left Hook Podcast on Insta, at Pretty Left Hook on Twitter, and at Rhett E. Butler. Anywhere, man, because you know what it does and what it did. Francis Ngannou, give us free, goddamn it. Because, bitch, you don't know shit about boxing. Peace.
Hey, yo, don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe to the Up On Game Network. Always check out all them Pretty Left Hook episodes, because, bitch, you don't know shit about boxing. Rah!